Well, this federal election, voters in the nation's capital will see a familiar name on their Senate ballot paper, with rugby union great David Pocock running as an independent on a pro-climate platform. The ACT has 2 spots in the Senate. Currently, they belong to Katie Gallagher and Zed Seselja, both former chief ministers and well-known faces in Canberra. But this election, there are 2 independents vying for one of those seats, who, if successful, it would further impact the ability of whoever forms government to pass legislation through the Senate. I spoke to Mr Pocock earlier today.
Yeah, it's never been done before. As a territory, we get 2 senators who are up for re-election every 3 years. And I guess on both sides of politics, there's a feeling that there has to be a more sensible, centrist way forward. People are sick of everything being politicised. And there's a real sense in Canberra that because all the seats are so safe, we're being taken for granted. We're not actually being listened to.
And you're running hard on the climate change issue, as I understand it. What else are you running on, and what pressure are you hoping to apply around that climate change issue?
You know, talking to people in Canberra on climate action, the territory's obviously been a leader, but people want government to be working to ensure that households are better off, that household energy bills are coming down with climate action, that tradies are being upskilled to cash in on the gold rush that is coming as we move towards a smart energy grid. And, you know, people feel like we're missing out on the opportunity to actually build an economy that is exporting the kind of products that our trading partners and the rest of the world are going to want going forward. Other issues are, housing and affordability and the cost of living is something that gets brought up with most people I speak to. It's something that people are sick of the buck passing between states and territories and the federal government, and they just want to take in seriously. A lot of people feeling like that they're going backwards, that their salaries aren't keeping up with inflation and the cost of living. And I'm saying I'll get in there and actually talk about things that people in the community care about, things that people in the community want taken seriously and want to see the government actually acting and not just talking about.
Now, I think many people don't realise that even if Australia had no emissions, we'd still get fires and floods here, that if China don't do anything and other countries don't act, we're still going to have the same catastrophic climate change events. So why is it so important to run on this climate action banner in Australia, with Australia acting?
I think for a couple of reasons. One, it's a huge economic opportunity. It's a way to actually reduce electricity bills for households and to build an economy for the future where, as we've seen, people like Twiggy Forrest talking about exporting green hydrogen, green steel, all these, products that are going to be wanted around the world. We can do that here in Australia rather than exporting raw materials and importing them after they've been refined with 4 cents per kilowatt hour electricity. Will be competitive in actually doing that in the areas that have traditionally, their economies have traditionally been around fossil fuels. The other one is that as Australians, we love seeing Australia punch above its weight, and we see that in sport. We love cheering on our Olympians, Paralympians, as for a small country, we punch above our weight on the sporting field. Currently on climate action, we're ranked dead last. And that doesn't sit well with a lot of Australians. Yes, we're a small country, but we can have a big influence on this. And
why do you say...
There's a realisation that...
Sorry, David Pocock, why do you say Australia is ranked last when we've just committed to the net zero target? We're kind of beating our targets set under Kyoto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we were ranked dead last by the UN and constantly awarded the fossil award at the COP26 climate talks. And the reason behind that was they're saying that the government is talking a lot about it, but we're not seeing the action. And the thing that really concerns me is that by not having certainty from government, we're not actually allowing businesses to create the economic opportunities. We're currently seeing businesses pushing ahead with these plans and just cutting out people like Angus Taylor from the, what should be really important conversations about how we want the future of Australia to look.